Today, we are talking about client results that stand the test of time. And so, in this video, you will take away a very powerful skill, exactly what to do to ensure that your clients' results stand the test of time, and for you to know for certain that your session worked. And this process is taught inside our conversational hypnosis trainings in very, very detailed fashion because it is a skill set after all. But you can start here today. This skill set is definitely something that was not taught traditionally in my trainings, but now it's like a no-brainer thing as to like, I can't believe I was not taught this. This is it's extremely transformational. And really, once you actually learn about it today in this video, you'll be like, oh my God, that makes so much sense. So today, I definitely encourage you to, once you actually watch this, apply this to your next session to set yourself up and your clients up for success moving forward. And this process is called testing. Now, I cannot talk enough about testing. Why do we even test and why do we not test, right? Traditionally, I was taught that, you do your hypnosis session, you give them the recording, and it was like, bye, see you later. Um, have a nice life kind of thing. Not really, because we have follow-ups too, but after the session, there were some times when I felt that I don't know if it actually worked. I don't know if my client got the transformation that they want. Like, should I wait it out? Blah 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 blah. And I had all of these doubts in my mind. Now, once you test, you will know for certain that it worked, and that inside our sessions, I like to think of ACH and conversational hypnosis like the session is the start of our client's transformation. The end of the session is the beginning of our client's transformation because we do this process. So let's get straight to it. The how you test is really you're just going to test the issue that your clients come to you with. So for today, I'm going to give you an example of someone struggling with sleep or insomnia. So you do your session, you do your hypnosis session, you do the things, everything is good, whatever process that you're using. And then at the end, you're really just going to test to see if the client is still how they feel about the problem, the insomnia. So testing comes in two ways, situational and emotional. So situational testing are the pretty much the day-to-day things where the problem used to exist. And you will know this from talking to them throughout the session or even your strategy call, right? They come to you because they say, I'm having trouble going to bed. It takes me 2 hours to fall asleep. Like I'm in bed tossing and turning for 2 hours. I just cannot sleep. You do your insomnia session and you find out that in those 2 hours, their mind is just racing, right? Their mind is racing, and because of that, they take their phone and they doom scroll on their phone on TikTok. So a situational testing question would be like, okay, so how do you feel about, make it simple at first. How do you feel about going to bed now? Based on that question, you'll get to find more information, right? Or and then another situational testing question could be like, okay, so for some reason you are tossing and turning again in your sleep. Are you still going to grab your phone and doom scroll? What are you going to do instead? Right? These are examples of situational testing questions. So definitely ensure that if you have a niche, maybe insomnia is your niche. Are the typical situations that your clients find themselves in, and test those scenarios? Because I will bet you, once you start testing, more knots and more beliefs are going to come up. It's like foolproof. Every time in my sessions, I do testing and more knots come up, more beliefs come up that we can work on right then and there. Why am I going to wait for the session to finish because it's, at the 90-minute mark already when my client is already there, they're already in a therapeutic place. I might as well finish the damn job, right? So definitely do this because inside the most recent ACH training that we just had, everything seemed good. The problem seemed to be there. And then we tested, and then a really deep issue came up again that we also were able to shift and change because and it's faster because we're already there. We're already in a place of transformation. We're already in a place where the client is in a trance, right? A very clean trance. So very, very powerful. So that is definitely how you would use a situational question. The next question is, let me just make sure. Am I seeing? Yeah, we are all good. So the next testing is through emotions. So for example, same example, the our clients toss and turn because they feel stressed out that they didn't get a lot of things done. So they're feeling that they're really stressed and they feel maybe ashamed that they didn't finish the to-do list that they did for that day. And that's why they're tossing and turning. They're worrying about the next day and how the next day is going to be full of work. And then, it's just, it's just, they go in this cycle, right? And you have done your diligence and untying those knots. And it's at the end, you've done the situational testing. The emotional testing is going to go something along the lines of, okay, so what if you do not finish the to-do list you've had for the day? How are you going to feel when you go to bed? That's a pretty good emotional testing question, right? Or, what if it's just one of those days where you had a bad day, you were overwhelmed? Um, what are you going to do before you sleep? What are you going to think about when you go to sleep? And what if you have one of those days tomorrow where it's just full of tasks and you're not sure what your energy levels are going to be? Like, it's a lot of things that made you feel nervous the next day. How do you think your sleep is going to be affected the night before? Asking those questions is, as you can hear now, super powerful, because what does this do? After we've untied the knots, after we have pretty much cleaned up our clients' minds metaphorically, they are now able to find newer connections, to be in that place where they can find solutions instead of being stuck in the problem. And because we are testing, we are allowing the mind to increase its creativity and make sure that our client's transformation is robust, because it's just not enough for the client to be like, yeah, I think I feel good in going to bed now. I feel good. Like, how do we really know that's true, right? And when we ask these testing questions, we are allowing them to problem solve. And isn't that an amazing skill set to give our clients, right? This is the actual thing that helps our clients to have lasting results, because when we're in the testing, when we're in that place of, our clients had the transformation, their mind is now open to the possibilities, and we test, they are able to be more resilient. They are able to find solutions to the problem, not just for today, but for when life happens in the future, because we all know that life happens. And if we don't test the client within our session, the real world will, right? That's a that's a fact. We are not going to completely eliminate stress from our clients or problems from our clients just because they had a hypnotherapy session with us. Our testing is what helps our clients to become resilient way after the session, for years and for months and years after our session. So this is very, very powerful. This is exactly why we teach this in great detail inside the trainings there, during the live trainings, and even inside the platform, the self-study platform. I break down testing very specifically because it is really one of my favorites, because it's fun to test and I'm a very hard tester. But at the same time, it's such an under taught skill set in the hypnosis world that can really allow our transformations to become even more profound. So I hope this helps. Just to summarize, very, very easy. At the end of your session, test your clients to see if the problem is still there. This is it. Very simple. Test situations into as to which their problem used to manifest or take place, and then test the emotions surrounding their problem to make sure that we have done a great job neutralizing. And of course, doing this, we also need to know what to do if our client fails the test, which is what we teach inside the trainings. So I hope this helps. Try this out for your next client session. Let me know that how that goes. If you have any questions regarding the process at all, also would love to answer them, so that they can be featured on the next live, which is going to be this Friday. Otherwise, I will see you later.